And we're live on Insta. Hi there, welcome back. Whether you caught yesterday's live or this is your first one, come on in and say hey in the chat and tell me where you're tuning in from. If this is your first time catching the live, my name is Bria Cologne. I'm an immigration attorney, but I'm also a strategist for immigration law firms. I support both traditional and contract immigration law firms like the one that I have. And I support those immigration law firm owners in building their firms that are not only busy, but profitable, sustainable, and fulfilling. So while I'm waiting for people to join, more people to join, I'm going to just briefly talk about what we're discussing today. Before, we covered how to attract more leads and convert them into paying clients. Thank you to everyone who showed up to that live and engaged. But today, that we've talked about getting more clients, it's time to discuss making more money per client, building smarter systems, and scaling without burning yourself out. Here's a quick question for you. What's one thing that you wish you had more time in with your practice? Let me know in the chat. Is it outside of your practice in terms of like family time, or is it inside in terms of marketing or actual casework? Do you want to work on higher level cases and have your team work on the wash, rinse, and repeat cases that are really easy for you? You rather spend more time on other things? Let me know. What are you craving more space for? Ask yourself, are you leaving money on the table? Most attorneys are, not because they aren't skilled, it's because they're offering the bare minimum and not packaging their services for full value. And also, the boundaries that they have in terms of their packages or their services that they offer. So, if you never take advice from me, take this advice and bundle up. Say you're helping someone with a family-based petition, you could also bundle up your service to where you're offering the work permit if they need any waivers, if they need any other support, or the goal is to offer services that are complementary services that they would have to do anyways. So you can just put it in one big package instead of charging them for the petition, charging them for the work permit, charging them for the travel document, charging them for the adjustment of status. Everything can be all together. And then also, when you do that, it reduces any confusion that you may have with that client, because then now you charge them for the family-based petition and you're like, oh yeah, now it's time for us to get work on that work authorization. Like, I thought everything was covered everything was covered all at once, and now they're upset because they feel like you didn't discuss the payments that they had to prepare for. A lot of these things are expensive and people have to prepare for these things financially. So it's just best to put everything into one service. And once you're having that sales call with that lead, you're letting them know, okay, this is how much I charge, but this is what's covered, this is what's covered, this is what's covered, this is what's covered. If there's any further request of evidence, that's covered in that as well. And they're going to feel so much more protected, instead of feeling like the more protection that they need down the line, the more money they're going to have to pay. And also, when you bundle up, you can offer payment flexibility because you will be able to have more sales that way. Because honestly, not everyone can pay $4,000 up front. But what you can do is offer a monthly subscription or offer a payment plan where you're offering $750 per month for 6 months. Absolutely, payment plans and even legal subscription models can make your services more accessible and boost your long-term revenue by far. It's really about the pricing psychology side of things. Like, I know raising your prices may feel scary, but here's the truth. Clients who pay more often respect your boundaries more and follow through better. Your pricing can actually position you as a higher value professional, higher value immigration attorney. So pick one service that you are offering and build a premium version of it with the added support and bundled option and test it this month. Just test and see. If you want to test your more common cases, test it and see. Or you want to test with your least common cases, you can test that as well. Whichever one. Just try it. I promise. So next we're going to talk about fixing your intake and your follow-up flow, right? This is still ways that you can make more per client and scale without burnout. So you need to fix the leak that's in most law firms. You're not losing revenue from lack of skill. You're losing it during the intake and follow up. That slow email reply or that missed DM, that's a potential $5,000 client gone, $10,000 client gone, $15,000 client gone, depending on how much you charge for your services, of course. So you want to pre-qualify smarter so that you're saving your resources and you're saving your time. Don't hop on a call until you know the basics. You know if they qualify for the type of services that you offer in your firm, because as we know, time is money. Especially as us being the owner of our law firm, we charge the most based off our time. So literally, time is money. You don't want to hop on a call with a lead that you can't help. So now you're just like, you both are looking at each other like, it's stuck because now you can't move further in their journey. And vice versa. So automate that follow up instead of relying on yourself or maybe staff that you've already allotted so much to be able to remember following up manually. Make it automated. So what you can do is you can utilize tags in certain CRMs that would avail those email follow-ups to you, and you would be able to send those almost instantly after the call, depending on the systems that you have set up. You don't need to chase every lead manually. A simple automated email or text saying, thanks for reaching out, here are the next steps, can really bridge that gap and let them know how you can help them. Hi, everyone. So like I was saying, with automating the follow-up, you can use a CRM. I personally use Kit, or you can even use a basic spreadsheet, which is better than nothing. Because if you don't track your leads, you're missing opportunities every single week. Every single week. Hi, everyone. Everyone that's joining in, I just want to introduce myself a bit. My name is Attorney Bria Cologne, and I am an immigration attorney. Not only am I an immigration attorney, I'm a contract immigration attorney, meaning I offer my services to other immigration law firms instead of your traditional immigrant who's seeking immigration help. I help the immigration law firms that help those people. So I help strategize and I help alleviate the systems that they have by upgrading them, upgrading their intake processes, and converting more leads, and eventually creating more revenue for their firm and creating more space for whatever you want to provide for your firm or outside your firm, as we were talking about earlier. So now I want to talk about scaling smart without working more necessarily. So here's the trap. It's a burnout trap. And us as attorneys, we all know this trap. We tie our value into how productive we are, and that may not necessarily be the best thing for your business in terms of scaling your revenue. Maybe that works for and you're in someone else's business, but when you're working for your own business, your time and your energy is extremely valuable. So you don't want to burn out because you want to continue to implement the things that you see for your law firm in the future. So stop doing everything yourself, answering every email, reviewing every document, managing every case. That's just not sustainable, and it caps your income. One thing that we're not taught as much, and something that I'm learning as I get older and as I get more experience, um, is the more that you work, the less that you'll make, and it makes sense once you take into consideration the burnout trap. It makes sense because you're going to cap your income because you're going to be so tired. So the best way to not burn out and to not have to do everything yourself is to delegate, right? So when you delegate, you want to make sure that you delegate with intention. You may not have a full team right away. Start out with a contract attorney or a virtual assistant or a legal assistant for tasks like client follow-ups or drafting. So also another thing that you can delegate to tech. Let technology help you. Don't run away from it. Don't be scared of it. Tools like AI can help so much, can benefit you so much. Automation, which AI and automation are not the same thing, even though I keep seeing over and over again people marketing them as the same thing or even posting their opinion about it like it's not the same thing. Trust me, you can use AI with your automations, but it's not the same thing. So these can handle frequently asked questions, appointment scheduling, even the initial intake assessments, depending on how you want to move forward with it. You're not replacing a human, you're just giving yourself time to be the expert. So another thing I was saying was about contract attorneys, and contract attorneys can really be profit boosters because remember when I was saying that time is money, and a lot of times when we're running our own firm, we get paid the highest, and the more that we're wasting our time, the more money that we're wasting for our firm, right? So you kind of have to think when you delegate, what are some things that you can delegate that can create more profit for your firm? And a lot of times what I see is, which, it makes a lot of sense, especially with those administrative tasks, to hire legal assistants, to hire, admin help to be able to help you with those things. But sometimes it's there's hesitation behind hiring an attorney because of course it costs more. But imagine once you hire a attorney, and mind you, it may not, this is the thing with contract attorneys. They're not full-time attorneys, they're contract attorneys. So they're working on the basis that they're needed. That can significantly boost your profit. Significantly, because attorneys can do things that the other people, the admin on your team can't do. And they can do more things that can make you more money. So if you price their work into your service packages correctly, you can serve more clients and you can keep the quality high, increase your bottom line without adding more hours to your week. So here's your next move. Choose one task that you hate doing or that eats up all of your time and outsource it, even if it's just for 5 hours a week, and you'll see the drastic change. So here's a quick recap. Increase your revenue per client by bundling and offering flexible payments. Fix your intake and your follow-up system to stop leaking money. And scale with tools, outsourcing, and smarter systems. What strategy from today are you going to implement first? Drop it in the comments. I want to see what stuck with you. So if you're ready to increase your revenue without increasing your stress, I'm opening a few strategy call spots for sometime next week. I'm not available for this week, so you can still click the link in the bio so we can catch up. These calls are focused on your business and how we can tailor these strategies to actually work for you. Thank you so much for showing up. Building a thriving immigration firm is totally doable, but you're not doing it the hard way. You deserve system support and strategy. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.